Hello, my dear student. With you, Miss Rasha Mohamed, science teacher at Leaders and the Riyadh Language School. Today we will explain Lesson 2 in Unit 3, the lunar eclipse. We have studied before in our previous lesson the solar eclipse and said that the solar eclipse is astronomical phenomena occur when Sun, Earth and Moon are nearly on one straight line with the Moon in the middle. What about the lunar eclipse? The lunar eclipse, it is an astronomical phenomena occur when Sun, Earth and Moon are nearly on one straight line with the Earth in the middle. With who in the middle? The Earth. The lunar eclipse occurs in the middle of the lunar month. The lunar eclipse occurs in the middle of the lunar month. Why in the middle of the lunar month? Because in this time the Earth lies between the Sun and the Moon in one straight line. As we see in this picture, Sun, Earth, Moon are on one straight line with the Earth in the middle. The Earth hides the sunlight from the Moon. The Earth hides the sunlight from reaching the Moon, casting its shadow on it. It forms two types of shadow. We know what is the two types of shadow: umbra, penumbra. What is the umbra? The umbra is the dark inner shadow. The umbra is the dark inner shadow, while the penumbra is the faint outer shadow. The umbra is the dark inner shadow, while the penumbra is the faint outer shadow. What are the types of the lunar eclipse? Like the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse has two types. We have learned that the solar eclipse types are: number 1, total solar eclipse; number 2, partial solar eclipse; number 3, annular solar eclipse. What about the lunar eclipse? The type of the lunar eclipse are total lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse. First, the total lunar eclipse. In the total lunar eclipse, the whole moon enters the shadow area of the Earth. Again, in the total lunar eclipse, the whole moon, all the moon, enter the shadow area or umbra of the Earth. Its color tends to be red. Why its color tends to be red? Because the Earth's atmosphere doesn't absorb the infrared rays from the sun and reflect these rays on the moon. The Earth reflects the infrared rays on the moon surface, so it seems to be red. Second, partial lunar eclipse. In this type, the part of the moon enters the umbra of the Earth. A part of the moon enters the umbra of the Earth, or the shadow area of the Earth. Only part. So we can see a part of the moon, and the other part we can't see it. Again, what are the type of the lunar eclipse? First, total lunar eclipse. Second, partial lunar eclipse. In the first, we can't see the color of the sun tends to be red. The whole moon enters the umbra of the earth. In the second type, the partial lunar eclipse, part of the moon enters the shadow area or the umbra of the earth. We can see a part of it. Like we see in the picture, in the total lunar eclipse, the moon color tends to be red. In the partial lunar eclipse, we can see part of the moon. Why the moon is colored with red at the beginning of the total lunar eclipse? Because the Earth's atmosphere absorbs all the sunlight except the red color. Again, because the Earth's atmosphere absorbs all the sunlight except red rays, infrared rays. There is annular solar eclipse, but there is no annular lunar eclipse because the size of the Earth is bigger than the size of the moon. The Earth's size is big and the Earth's moon is small. So the Earth hides all the sunlight from reaching the moon. The two phenomena of lunar and solar eclipse, the scientists can predict it each time, and they are repeated regularly because the moon rotates around the Earth in fixed orbit, a smaller oval orbit, while the Earth rotates around the sun in fixed orbit. The two phenomena, lunar and solar eclipse, attract people's attention and they don't affect on the life because they are two natural phenomena occur due to the rotation of moon around the Earth and rotation of both around the sun. At the end of the lesson, we must compare between the solar and the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes between the Earth and the sun on one straight line. The lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth comes between the moon and the sun on a straight line. The time, of course, the solar eclipse at the morning and the lunar eclipse at the night. Its duration in the solar eclipse, it doesn't exceed 7 minutes and 14 seconds. In the solar eclipse, it doesn't exceed 7 minutes and 14 seconds. The lunar eclipse, it may last for an hour or 2 hours. The solar eclipse precaution, it requires special glasses to observe it, as the sun emits harmful rays, as UV rays. So we wear special glasses to protect our eyes from it. But the lunar eclipse doesn't require any precautions, as it doesn't harm our eyes. I hope you have understand the difference between the solar and the lunar eclipse. Thank you for listening.